Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live weekly chat. It's Saturday, it's 10 o'clock GMT time, and as always the format is exactly the same. If you've got any royal related chat, then leave a comment in the comment section below. As always, I will go now to find the actual chat box so that I can talk to you all. I can see all who's involved in the chat. Don't be frightened to say hello. Even if you haven't got a question, just say hi. Okay, so I'm just finding the chat window. It's been an absolutely amazing, voluptuous week, full of royal events. Absolutely full, like I said, a voluptuous week. I'm still trying to find that chat window. It always seems to evade me until I find it. Okay, here we go. Open the live chat in a new window. Why is it always so hard to find? I don't know, but here it is. Right, let's hope I can see you all. And I hope you've all got some fabulous questions. As always, I've got a list of notes, but you always seem to cover my questions anyway. And of course, as always, I've got some things to show you. So Jason Lewis Young says, good evening, Elliot. Hi, Jason. Steve's here as well. Hi, Steve. Beck Terry, good morning from Australia. Good morning, Beck. Van Algil, hi there. Hi, Ban. And Doris says hi. And Max says hello. Hello, Max. So hello to you all. And I really do hope that you've all had an amazing, voluptuous week too. I really do like the word voluptuous. I think we should say voluptuous as much as we can. Can we all have a really big, loud voluptuous for an amazing, voluptuous week? I'm waiting for all your voluptuousness. I hope you can all spell voluptuous. Okay, so do we have any royal related chat? It's been, as I said, another amazing week, especially with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who were seen together for the first time with really clear pictures. The very, very first time that we saw them, it was very grainy paparazzi pictures, but this time we got some really clear photos, which of course I uploaded onto a video. And I think I was probably the first to actually get these photos up onto YouTube. It was quite late at night time, and so I was very quickly scrambling to make a video, which is why it's a music video rather than a descriptive video. But anyway, I got them on there, and I really hope you enjoyed the really clear pictures. And of course, Harry was dressed very low key, wearing his bobble hat, and Meghan was very casual as well. She looked rather shy to be photographed. There we go. Max said voluptuous. Beck says voluptuous. Steve says voluptuous. And Jamie's given me a very big voluptuous. I hope somebody's counting how many times we've said voluptuous on this video. I don't know. It's almost as if it was planned. So I have some really good things to show you as well, which I'll get to later. You'll probably laugh quite a lot at them. I hope you'll laugh. They were funny. They're actually my Christmas presents. I've got 2 sets of Christmas presents to show you, and they're all royal related. Van Algil says voluptuous photos of them both. Yes, I agree. They are voluptuous photos, and they were actually in London, and they were at the Soho Club. And of course, Meghan apparently has been staying with Prince Harry since they came back from their romantic holiday. So they probably round about the 30th of December was when they kind of come back. So she's been staying with him at Kensington Palace for a very long time. Some people are saying almost as if she's moved in. So who knows? I mean, I can't confirm that because we don't exactly know, but she's been there a long time. And that was the first time on Wednesday when they were photographed out in London on a proper date. Very low key, but nevertheless, it was still a date. And I thought the photos just looked really sweet. It looked like Harry was trying to protect Meghan. And I think that it's a real proper relationship, one which one of the like he's never had before. I think this one is really different, and I think it's really very serious. Okay, Matt says, I think it's pretty clear Prince Harry is your favourite royal. He's probably my favourite living royal. As I've said in the past, I think my favourite past royal that's no longer alive is probably Elizabeth I. I would probably go as far as saying. Who's your favourite royal? Can I please ask who your favourite royal is from the past, who is no longer with us, and who is present, who's here with us now? If you're watching on catch up, please leave that comment in the comment section below, and I will, as always, I read them. If I give them a thumbs up, it means I've read it. Okay, and I hope you all really enjoyed as well my video that I made on the Duchess of Cambridge, and this actually came from a viewer comment that actually sparked the video, and that is she a princess? So I think I hopefully answered that in the video. So basically what it is that you can't be a princess in your own right normally unless you're born a princess. The Queen on occasion has made some special concessions and issued letters patent to make non-royal born princesses, but that is very, very, very rare. It didn't even happen with Princess Diana, although of course she was Diana, Princess of Wales, and the Princess of Wales. She was never actually Princess Diana, as people often call her. So I hope that video cleared that up a little bit, and if you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. Hopefully it explains. But that was from a viewer comment, so it just goes to show that all the viewer comments that I read, it may spark a video. Okay. Van Algil says he didn't look too pleased to be photographed. No, I think he was trying to keep it on the down low, and he definitely got caught. Matt says the Queen's your favourite royal. Of course, I think the Queen is a lot of people's favourite royal. Abby says, have you got your cup of tea? I do, but it's over there, Abby, and it's Abby Griffin. I know Abby Griffin. Hello, Abby. And Abby's mum is probably watching too. Hello, Abby's mum. Abby's mum is very, very voluptuous, shall we say. Jason Lewis Young says, sorry to go off topic. I think I have your shirt. Great taste, if you mean this shirt. Thank you very much. Sheila says, show her. Oh, I can't read that comment. It has a naughty word. Steve says, favourite past royal is Henry VIII, and the current one is Camilla. I do absolutely love Camilla's dress style. She has fabulous hats, she wears jewellery fabulously, and I'm just going to get my cup of tea. Okay, today it is black. I have black tea. I did forget to bring it over, but it's black. Steve says, your favourite royal is Camilla. Again, I do like Camilla. Some people don't like Camilla, some people do. I think it's time to just move on, build bridges and move on. Beck Terry says, I vote for William and Harry, can't decide. Again, they're royal brothers. They're very, very similar. Harry's, I think, he's a slightly more outgoing one. He's a more gregarious type. William is more shy and serious. I think it's always been that way. And you can tell with how they do their separate royal engagements. So if you watch the videos I make on their individual engagements, you will see a very different style in their approach. Nicole says, hi Elliot, Prince Harry is my favourite living royal. Queen Victoria and Princess Diana are my favourite deceased royals. Good choices. Matt says, Elliot, I was thinking if the Queen dies on December the 20th to 24th, would they still show her Christmas message? I do believe they would. Of course, I don't think that's happened in history where there's been a Christmas message pre-recorded. So I don't think we've got anything to go on as far as precedent is concerned, but I do believe they would air the Christmas message out of respect. Van says, I like your cup, thank you. Max says, my favourite past royal is George VI, the Queen's father. And Doris says, my favourite past royal is Queen Victoria, and my favourite royal now is Prince William. So we've got lots of current and past favourites. Okay, so let's talk about, let me see. On Monday, it will be the Queen's Blue Sapphire Jubilee. And I know we spoke about it last week, but basically the Queen is not going to be celebrating it publicly. I made a video on this. It is a sort of private, reflective occasion for the Queen. It's obviously the day that she ascended the throne, which means it's also the day that her father, George VI, Max's favourite royal, passed away. So it's a very sad and reflective time for the Queen. However, I'm sure it will be featured on the news, and I may have some more news to bring you on the event. Maybe there will be some celebrations that just spontaneously break out. Who knows? In a way, I hope that there is. The Queen is still in Sandringham at the moment on her Christmas break, and she doesn't actually take her Christmas decorations down until she leaves to go back to London. We're expecting, obviously, she's staying at Sandringham for Sunday and for the Jubilee. Perhaps next week is when she moves back to London. We don't know the exact date, but I think she's probably got about another week at Sandringham before she returns from her Christmas break. Steve says, I've been thinking if Edward VIII hadn't abdicated, but would history have remained the same? Yes, basically we would have still had the Queen, but she would have come to the throne round about 25 years later. I think Edward, the Duke of Windsor, died in roughly, was it 1975 or something like that? So instead of coming to the throne when she did, she would have come to the throne 25 years later, because Edward didn't have any children. The Duke of Windsor didn't have any children that we know of. So George VI would have still been the heir, and his heir was Elizabeth. So because George died early, that meant that the Queen would still have been heiress presumptive, and she would have still come to the throne, but it would have been 25 years later. So history wouldn't really have changed, it would have merely been delayed by about 25 years. Matt says, the royals I like least are Prince Andrew and the Queen Mother. Wow. Matt says he died in 78 of throat cancer, I think. Yes, it was round about 75, 78. So it would have been about 25 years later. Matt says, well, if he was king, he probably would have been pressured to have a child. I'm not sure Wallis Simpson wanted one. She may not have been able to have one. They didn't really seem like a couple that were really into children. Some people aren't very maternal and paternal. Perhaps they were a couple that just didn't want children or couldn't have children. Nicole says, you look rather daft today. I like your jacket. Thank you very much. I like to make an effort. Jason says, please tell me you've watched The Crown. No, I'm sorry, I haven't. I say this every week. I am going to watch it. I have it on a little SD card that's in my computer that I'm looking at now. It's there. It's ready to watch. So much has been going on in my own life and work and with making all the royal videos. I just haven't had time. But I have it. I really do have it. And I promise I will watch it. Kezzy Poo says the Duke of Windsor died in 1972. So we have some conflicting information. Matt says 78 and Kezzy Poo says 72. It was in the 70s. Let's just call it 75 for a minute, and afterwards I will go and check, and I can put it in the comment section. But basically, history would have remained unaltered. We would have just had King Edward VIII for about 25 years longer. Beck says, everyone had a crush on Prince Andrew when I was a kid and in the late 70s. He was it. Yes, I've seen pictures and he was very handsome when he was younger. Steve says, I believe the Duchess of Windsor was not able to have children. I thought so. I knew there was some kind of reason why they didn't have children. So history would have remained completely unaltered, just delayed. Van Argyll says, my favourite past royals are King Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth I and Queen Victoria. My current favourites are Queen Elizabeth II and of course Prince Harry. Max says, Elliot, I always wondered, is that your front door in the background? No, that's my living room door. It's that door over there. It's my living room. So I'm actually in my kitchen, and you can't see the kitchen bit because the computer's actually on the kitchen counter. But my living room is down the corridor. Okay, the book club. Margaret Rhodes' book, The Final Curtsey. I still haven't received my copy. It's still out of stock in the UK. And I think that's because she passed away. It's obviously drummed up a lot of interest in the book. And I think it may be out of print until they've restocked for a while. So, because I can't start the book club, we'll have to delay it for a few more weeks. And it will give everyone else more of a chance to catch up and actually purchase the book wherever you are. But if you're in the UK, I can tell you now it is out of print, unless you can actually go to a bookstore and find a copy that's already in there. So that might be one thing that I may have to do, even though I've ordered it. So maybe if I do get 2 copies of the book, I could have a giveaway and I could run a competition to give away the book. Beck says hers is coming on the 14th of February. Beck, can I ask, are you in the UK? Because if you are, then maybe that's roughly when mine might be coming. Abby Griffin says, when did you start to have an interest in the royals? I think, Abby, I've always had an interest. I can always remember both of my grandparents talking about the royal family. My mother, of course, likes the royal family. And I've always just taken interest when they've been on the TV or there's been a big royal event. I've always watched it and I've always been just really interested and fascinated by their lives and their jewellery and their fashion, what they do, their royal duties. And I also think that for young people, they set a very good positive example and they're very positive role models because they show that you can work for charities and support charities and be kind of selfless in the work that they do. And I think it can be quite inspirational and help young people to aspire to raise money and funds for charities and good causes and causes that you're interested in. Of course, you don't have to support causes that just anyone does. You can support something that means something to you. Van Argyll says, my book hasn't arrived yet. It's supposed to be here on Wednesday. Well, I really hope you get it. Max says, Elliot, when the Queen dies, does Charles inherit everything or what goes to the Crown estate? Any personal wealth or personal possessions of the Queen gets inherited by Charles. The Crown estate is automatically passed on from monarch to monarch, and that is tax-free, as are the monarch's personal possessions. So everything is passed down tax-free. The Crown estate just transfers over. Nothing in the Crown estate can be sold. It is held in trust for the nation, and it includes things like the Crown jewels, palaces like Buckingham Palace, fisheries and beaches and huge tracts of land up and down the breadth of the country, the coastline. It includes so much, and if you included the Crown estate as the monarch's wealth, they would probably be the richest person in the world, but of course you can't. So the only thing that Charles can inherit and dispose of as he wants is the personal wealth, and the Queen has a personal wealth. We don't know exactly how much it is. She is included on the Sunday Times rich list at round about roughly 400 million pounds, that is. which is her personal wealth, and that includes the Sandringham and Balmoral estate. So that will go to Charles. She may leave some certain things in her will to her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but basically the bulk of it will go to Charles and it will be passed on tax-free. Steve says, I got mine from the Amazon marketplace. I also bought mine from Amazon, but it's out of stock in the UK. Beth says, no, you're in Australia. Nicole says, the Duke of Windsor died on May the 29th, 1972. So there we have it, 1972. I love people who go out there and Google while we're having our chat, because I can't Google when I'm on here. So thank you very much, Nicole. And Doris says, Princess Anne was really pretty when she was younger. Yeah, she was. I think she looks very much like the Queen. I think if Princess Anne did put on a little bit of weight as she gets older, I think she'll look very much like the Queen. And Zara looks very much like Princess Anne as well. Max says, not by today's standard, N. Doris. Beck says, I ordered from second-hand book dealer in Oxfordshire. And to come to the UK, wow. I didn't even think of that. I just thought Amazon would have it. But it turns out out of stock. Max says, what counts as personal things? Personal things like personal jewels. So some of the brooches and some of the things that she wears on a day-to-day basis are personal and not held by the crown. Personal photographs, personal archives, personal wealth. She has a huge tract of money invested in stocks and shares, so she has different financial portfolios. Certain artwork is owned by the Queen herself personally, and the estates like Sandringham and Balmoral, they are all personal possessions of the Queen. Abby says, what is your favourite video you have posted on this channel? Oh, that's a tough one. They're all like my children. I like all of them for all different reasons. My favourite one is probably, I like the ones where I did a bit of research about Prince Harry's upcoming house purchase, and we still don't know quite if he has bought Waterhall, but I really like researching that. So anything where I have to do a little bit of research, I like, Abby. And someone posted on the comment section of that video recently, I forget who it was, but they said, is there any update on Prince Harry's house purchase? And my reply was that I don't think we'll hear anything until he's got the security in place. And if he has to do anything like obtain planning permission, then we may know a little bit sooner, because he'll have to put his name to the planning permission, which will obviously leak out and the media will pick up on. So I think if he has purchased Waterhall, which I think he probably has, I think we'll hear fairly soon. And Nicole says, good question, Abby. And Doris says, by whose standards, Matt Constantine, yours? What was that one for? Okay. Loretta says, hello Elliot, just made it. Hi Loretta, welcome to the live chat. Okay, and what do you all think about Princess Diana's upcoming statue? Of course, the news is that for the 20th anniversary, as part of the celebrations, William and Harry have commissioned a brand new statue to be placed in the Kensington Palace Gardens, so everyone will be able to go and see it. It's not just for William and Harry. Members of the public will be able to go. Please let me know what image you think they should use. There is a committee set up. One of Diana's sisters, Sarah McCorkadale, is on the panel. And they're still deciding on what it's going to look like, on who the artist is going to be. So I sort of thought last week, and I have managed to Twitter some people who I think are influential in my idea. So I thought the image of Princess Diana when she was dancing with John Travolta and she had her arm outstretched, and it just showed so much movement and elegance and her love of dance and music. I think that would be the ideal pose for the statue. And I also think it should be surrounded by water, a little bit like the Victoria Memorial that's outside Buckingham Palace. And I think that there should be something that happens maybe every hour that makes it a bit more interactive, like, for example, a water display to music that she liked. And of course, that could be changed upon what occasion is going on in the world, or what events are upcoming. So I think that would be the perfect image. And I have Twittered some people that may be influenced by it. So I'm hoping that that will be the image. But please let me know what you think. What should be the image of Diana's statue? Okay, Max says, Elliot, I did a drawing of the Queen, but there's no way of showing you. We need to create a place to send pictures during chat. Yes, good idea. I'm not quite sure where. There is, of course, my Facebook. Oh, maybe we could set up a Facebook group just for us, maybe. What do you all think about a Facebook group where we can just post pictures? Steve says, it would be nice to have a Royal Reviewer Facebook group. There you go. So perhaps I could start a group. Now, there is something I wanted to show you, which is part of my collection of memorabilia. And it actually came as a Christmas present this year. So, what do you think about this? It's a mask. And this mask is, of course, the Duke of Edinburgh. And I haven't opened them. I was going to make a video on them. And I still might make a video wearing them and opening them. But basically, they're still in their cellophane. And they are masked. You can see the string on them. But this one is the Duke of Edinburgh. And I think they are quite funny. Here's Charles. Please let me know which ones are your favourite ones. So we've got the Duke of Edinburgh and we've got Charles. We have a Camilla mask. What do you think about the Camilla mask? Do you all love the Camilla mask? And of course, we have the Queen. We have the Queen mask. Okay, some of you saying the light is reflecting on the plastic, but hopefully you can see, if I just move it around a bit, there's the Queen. I also have a Harry one, although this image is a little bit older, he doesn't have the beard. I would quite like a Harry with beard one. We have Catherine. Here's Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. And we have, where's William? Ah, there's William. Hopefully you can see. There we have William. Oh, and of course the Queen. There we have the Queen. So we have the Queen. Wow, so I will make a video with those masks properly without the cellophane. Sorry if you can't see them because of the shininess, but I will open them on a different video. I just thought I'd give you guys a bit of a taster of an upcoming video. Final Gill says, I love those masks. My favourite is the Queen. Where did you get them? They were actually a present. So I'm going to give Sean Harrison a really big shout out. Hello, Sean, and thank you for your very thoughtful presents. I will turn them into a video. And like I say, I haven't worn them yet, so I am going to wear them. And I think they would be ideal for a party. If you're having a dinner party and you want people to all just have a little bit of fun in the middle of dinner or after dinner, you could just pass them around and let people be members of the royal family. It could be quite a party game. Okay, I will wear one of them. I just read someone's comment. I will wear one mask. Which mask do you want to see me open and wear right now? Let me know. I'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, Loretta says, I think it's beautiful. The people love Princess Diana, and the princes commissioning the statue to be placed in Kensington Palace only shows they know their mother and loved and will be remembered, and everyone will remember her together. I completely agree. Matt says, can't really see them. Maybe if I just show you them again, can you see them if I do it this way? Maybe. There's angle down. We have that one. And that one. Let me know what you think. There was Camilla and the Duke. Right, let me know which royal you want me to wear. We have 1 vote for Philip. We have 1 vote for Harry, 1 vote for the Queen. Candy says, is the statue going to be erected at her memorial garden? I'm not sure. They haven't decided. There is a committee in place. It's still deciding the artist. It's still deciding the design of the statue itself. We don't even know if it will be completed before the 20th anniversary date. It may even go into 2018. We're hoping it will be in 2017, in time for the anniversary itself at the end of August. But we don't know really. Steve says the Queen, Beck says Philip, Loretta says the Queen, of course, and Van Al says, okay, shall I wear the Queen? Okay, I'm going to open the Queen. That seems to be a popular one. Okay, I'm going to open the Queen. Here's the Queen, and I will open the Queen. Okay. Here we go. Okay, here we have the Queen. Shall I put her on? Oh, whoops. Okay, there we have the Queen. What does it look like? There, the Queen. What do you think? What does it look like? Let me know. Probably look very daft. Okay, so I am the Queen. Welcome to Royal Reviewer with the Queen. You have been joined by the Queen. Beck says, the Queen looks dashing in my jacket. Thank you very much. Loretta says, dear Royal Reviewer, there is the Queen, and then there is everybody else. Max says, bearded Elizabeth. Fansley's laughing. Nicole says, I love that idea, Loretta. I love yours as well. Wear the Queen mask. Well, I'm wearing it. Here it is. Loretta says, I look just like her. I think I do. I think I have the same facial features. Jason says, tell us about your future plans to write to other members of the royal family. Who are you thinking of writing to next, and when and where? Would this be a letter or another card, and what would you say? Van Al says, can I see all right? Yes, I can see through the eye holes. Okay, Loretta says, why isn't Prince Philip standing behind me? And it looks like a floating head. Thank you. I'm trying to move so it doesn't look so floating. Basically, what I would really love to do... Oh, can you all hear me? Steve says, I've got no sound. Please let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, if you can hear me, please just say. As far as I'm aware, the sound is working from my end. The little green lights are flashing when I talk, which means that it's working from my end anyway. Okay, Steve, I think you might need to refresh if you can hear me. Okay, so to answer Jason's question about who I want to write to, I'm still taking ideas. So if you have an idea about who I should write to, please leave a comment in the comment section. And if you're watching on catch up, then please leave a comment as well. I would like to write to Sarah, the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, because I know that someone who usually comes here, who is His Royal Highness Princess Beatrice, that's her username, who's actually called Iris, she tweeted me her replies from Sarah. And she replies handwritten. She actually writes in them herself. So I'd love to try Sarah and Eugenie and Beatrice. I'd love to try the Kents and the Gloucesters and Princess Michael of Kent as well. I'd like to try Princess Anne. I'd like to try Zara and Mike. Who do you think? Oh, Steve says he can hear me now. I'm really glad you can hear me. And Jason can hear me too. Okay, just to let you know, it's really wet here in the UK. It's raining and my cats want to go out, but they can't. So if you hear my cats meowing, which I think Molly did earlier, that's why they're meowing. And I've got one walking around me now. I'm trying to tickle him as we're talking. Do you want to see my cat? I can show him you. If you want to see him. Come here. Okay. Right, this is Rory. Say hello, Rory. Rory is 4 years old. And he's a very big cat. And my other cat is very skinny. How does that happen? I don't know. But this is Rory, and he wants to go outside and he can't because it's raining and wet. Poor Rory. Say hello, Rory. Hello. Hello. There you go. Oh, and my other cat's come now as well. Do you want to meet my other one? Oh, she's just gone to the food bowl, which is actually right behind me. Okay, Beck says, just looked up your Twitter and it's protected. It shouldn't be protected. Have you got the right person? Mine is not requested, is not protected. It's royal_reviewer. In fact, I'll just check to make sure on my phone now. Chelsea says, hi, what's up? Hi, Chelsea. How are you? I'm just checking my Twitter now just to make sure it's not blocked. I definitely don't want it blocked. Van Al says, Rory is lovely. And Beck says, maybe not. Ah, there you go. So it's not protected. Okay, so just so you know, this is my Twitter. If I just show, that's my Twitter picture and my Twitter account, and it definitely shouldn't be protected. So it's at royal_reviewer. And I've only got 48 followers, and I do tweet things on there. Obviously, when I upload a video, I tweet that, but I do also share things as well, a few behind the scenes things. In fact, how about I take a picture now of what I can see, and then I'll upload it to Twitter in a bit. In fact, I could even upload it now, and you can all go on and see exactly what I can see. So here we are. A behind the scenes picture. There we go. So I can now upload that. If I upload it now, you'll be able to see straight away. So I won't obviously put anything else on it because I want to talk to you all now rather than just being on Twitter. But I will just upload something. So the new tweet, and also I'm on Facebook as well. Royal Reviewer on Facebook. Okay. Right, I've just tweeted that picture now. So if you go onto Twitter, you will see what I can see right at this moment in time, which is basically my computer where I can see you guys, my light that's in front of me, and possibly my teacup. Okay. Letter says, "Are you willing to cook with the Duchess of Cornwall's son? I heard he's a professional." Oh, right. I didn't know. So are you saying that you can book lessons with him? I didn't know you could. I knew he was a professional chef, but I didn't know that they were doing lessons. So I'll have to look at that. What can you tell us about him? And didn't Prince Charles make him an heir in his will? To be honest, they're very private. Tom Parker Bowles is a very private person and not much in the media. I hadn't heard that he'd been included in his will, in Charles's will, but I would imagine he is in Camilla's will. Definitely, for absolute sure. But I didn't know that he was giving lessons as a chef, so I will have to look at that one and see. But I would definitely be up for lessons with Tom Parker Bowles. My cooking skills leave a lot to be desired. So if he could work wonders with me, he can work wonders with anybody. Nicole says, "Rory is beautiful. He looks like my kitty Casper." Chelsea says, "I'm later. My cat wants my food." My cats want my food too. Beck says 49. Mac, 49 followers now. Thank you very much for following. Steve says, "I see it." Jason says, "I've just seen it. I followed you too. Thank you very much." Max says, "Can I not send a message on Twitter?" Yes, you can send me a message on Twitter if you want. Just send me a message. It all comes into my notifications box. So of course you can send me a letter. No, what was I looking for? Oh yes. There is a lot coming up next week. So these are the things that I've put down of note that are coming up of interest next week in the royal world. So on Monday, the 6th of February, we have the Queen's official Blue Sapphire Jubilee, which she will not be celebrating publicly. The day before that, which is tomorrow, Sunday, we're hoping when we see the Queen at church, she might be wearing a sapphire-coloured outfit. That's my prediction. So we'll have to wait and see what she turns up to in church. There's lots of events for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry as well. They are attending the big assembly event, which is in aid of the Children's Mental Health Week to be exact, and that's with charity Place to Be, which is of course what they're patrons of. They also will attend the Guild of Health Writers event, which is a Heads Together conference, which again is around mental health. On Sunday the 12th, so next Sunday, the Cambridges will be attending the BAFTAs, which is the British Film Awards. So I would love to see what Catherine is wearing then, and hopefully she'll be wearing a tiara. I would love to see her in a tiara. That would be absolutely amazing. And also, the royals, I think a couple of weeks' time, they will all be at a memorial event for the Iraq War and Afghanistan War. That's all the soldiers that lost their lives. The Queen will be leading the event, and many members of the royal family will be attending as well. Jason says he's followed too. Matt says can send a message on Twitter. Chelsea says 51 followers now. Wow, thank you. I didn't know that many people were watching, but thank you. And I will try to post lots of interesting photos on my Twitter. I hope you all have your drinks of tea as well. And do we still have Abby Griffin in the house? Just checking. Steve says there was some controversy over Catherine's attending the BAFTAs. There was. Some people were saying that she may upstage some of the actresses. I think that was just a complete load of waffle. She's been invited to the event. She accepted. Therefore, there would be no reason for her not to go to the event. She will go. She will wear something amazing, and of course, she will be herself. She's not going in the capacity as an actress. She's going in the capacity of a British royal supporting the British film industry. So it's completely appropriate for her to go. And if she manages to look better than some of the other actresses, then good for her. I completely applaud it. Nicole says, what type of wedding would Prince Harry and Meghan have, considering she has been divorced? Ooh, good question. I think it could possibly be the same as Prince Charles, where they have a civil ceremony and then an actual church ceremony. So the actual wedding takes place civilly, and then they have a ceremony. It could be that, or because he's not the direct in line heir. Well, he's certainly not the next in line anyway. They may just let him marry in a church. But I suppose he would probably follow his father's example and do a civil ceremony followed by a big church event that would be televised. Van Algel says, do you have any idea how many tiaras there are in the royal collection? Oh, there's lots. There's so many. Oh, there's loads. There's the Vladimir, the Boucheron, Fringe, the Grand. Yeah, there's loads. I'm going to say speculatively probably 10. The Cambridge Lovers Knot, the Papyrus, the Girls from Great Britain tiara. There's loads of 10 plus. I would say 10 plus. 10 plus that the Queen has. Then of course there are ones that she's, given out on loan, and the other members of the family have. So within the family itself, there are loads. Perhaps I'll have to do a count. I do have a book on the Queen's diamonds, which is just the Queen's diamond tiara. Oh, then there's the aquamarine tiara. Then there's the ruby tiara. Then there's the sapphire ones as well. There's lots of tiaras, and those are just the ones I can just think of from the top of my head. But there are many. The letter says, I just tweeted you a picture of what I see. Thank you very much. Matt says, how can I send you a picture? If you're on Twitter and you've added me on Twitter, I think you just post a picture and you tag me in it. So you would put in the description @royal_reviewer, and then I would see it in my notifications. I do believe. I'm still a little bit of a Twitter novice. I'm still learning myself. There we go. Look, I've just had 4 notifications. Chelsea Thomas has messaged or tweeted. Loretta's messaged me a picture of me watching me. There you go. Thank you for that. That's really funny. Jamie and 2 others liked my tweet. Chelsea Thomas and 2 others followed me. Yeah, so I think you just post your picture and you tag me in it, just like Loretta did there, if you can see. So she posted a picture and then tagged me in it. Van Argil says, perhaps you could do a video on the tiaras one day. Again, that's something that I've been trying to do. It's one of my things that I would love to do. I'd like to do them individually rather than just lump them all together. I'd like to go into a bit more detail about how many stones there are, how many carats they have, when they've previously been used, who's worn them, the different history of the different tiaras, which of course is very interesting to me. Beck says, the aquamarine is my favourite. What is that book called? It's called The Queen's Diamonds. It's available on the Buckingham Palace shop website. That's the Royal Collection shop website. And it's there. It's a big, thick, heavy book. It's beautifully made and beautifully illustrated. All the pictures are HD. The Queen's diamonds have been photographed all in HD. So very high quality pictures. You can see all the details, and it gives lots of information about the jewels, like when they were made, what the carats are, how many stones they contain, if they've been altered in the past, and what forms they took. So it's a very good book to have. The aquamarine tiara, I think they were a gift from, was it Brazil or some country in sort of South America, I think, gave the aquamarines, and they were made into a suite of jewels. And I believe then the Queen acquired some further aquamarines and had them made into a tiara. So I think first of all, she was gifted maybe the earrings and necklace, and then she had a tiara made. I think it was that way around. Letter says, no, you asked what you should do next. I was thinking you could cook with him. I don't know if he offers cooking classes, but he may want to be a supporter. I don't know. I don't know if any royal watches this channel. I would love them to be watching the channel. I really would. And of course, if any of the member of the royal family is watching the channel, I am a huge supporter, and I would love to do anything, you know, that any of you would like to do, whether it be just an informal chat, going out somewhere for dinner, cooking. I am open and up for anything. Beck says, excellent, thank you. Banal Girl says, individual videos on the tiaras would be wonderful. And Beck says, wow, it's $106 on eBay. It was expensive in the UK when I had it. It was created for the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. So I've had mine a few years now, but it is a really good book. But you can get it off, like I say, off the Buckingham Palace website for cheaper. So check there first. Banal Girl says, I believe the Queen's favourite tiara is the Girls of Great Britain. Yes, it is, because it's quite a light and easy to wear tiara. Some of them can be quite heavy. And I think Princess Diana complained that the Cambridge Lovers Knot tiara used to give her a headache. So she preferred the Spencer tiara in terms of it being light and easy to wear. Matt says he sent the picture. I will have a look and see. In fact, I'll have a look now. I'll have a look and see. So I'm going on to Twitter. This is quite funny, actually. It's quite cool to be able to Twitter you while I'm watching you. It's quite a new thing. Ah, there we go. Meticulous73 has sent me a picture of me. This is really funny. Jamie sent me one. Don't laugh at me. Okay, here's the picture from Jamie. Wow, you can definitely tell it's the Queen, Jamie. It's really good. I can't draw people, and I think people are some of the hardest things to draw. So just so you can see Jamie's photo, if you haven't got Twitter, I hope you can see that. He has drawn the Queen. And I can definitely tell it's the Queen, which is always a good start with a portrait. Perhaps, you know, if you work really hard, you could perhaps send off a copy of your portrait to the Queen as a letter and see what she says. In fact, something like that may be picked out to be presented to the Queen. Because as we know, a handful of her mail each day, the most interesting ones, are selected and given to the Queen to look at. Some are selected just for her to open randomly, but sometimes if the people opening the letters, if the ladies in waiting opening them see something interesting, they will forward it onto the Queen. So something like that may actually get a view from the Queen and a very individual response. So you could try that. I think that would be a very good idea. So well done, Jamie. It's a really good portrait. Okay, Beck says, I am meticulous. There you go. So I've got to learn all your names on that as well. So I've actually finished speaking about all the things that I had planned. So it's open to you guys now. The floor is open. Ask me any question that you want. I have only got one other thing to show you. This was also a Christmas present, and it's actually a cup. It's a drinking cup. It's a lidded drinking cup, and it has all things British on it. And it was actually purchased by a friend from London. So it has lots of different things from London. Well, if I can just zoom in and show you. So we have a Beefeater, we have Buckingham Palace, we have, I think, Trafalgar Square, the Tower Bridge, St Paul's Cathedral, the Queen, a red British postbox, more Queen. So lots of things British. One, a British tour bus, the Victoria Memorial, black cab, and it starts again. So this was another Christmas present that I had. I thought this week I'd just show you Christmas presents, basically. But look out for the masks. I will do a video of the masks. I think that would be quite a good video, and maybe I could get some friends involved and make a video that way. That would be quite good. Okay, Jason says, if I wanted to send the Queen a birthday card, when should I send it? I would send it now. I mean, I sent my Christmas cards, I think, a little bit too late, and I sent them in October. So I would send them now, send them in good time, and if you send that picture that you made with it, or a copy of that picture, who knows, you may get a very individual response. But I'd send now, and in fact, I'm thinking about sending my next lot now, and I think I'm going to stick to the same format I did before. I think I'm going to Moonpig. I'm going to Moonpig the Queen. So an online greetings card company doesn't have to be Moonpig. There are others available. It's quick, it's easy. You can include a return. Oh, make sure you include a return address. If they don't know your address and who to send it to, then you won't get a reply. It's as simple as that. So make sure you include your address and your name in whatever you send, however you send it. Okay, Max says, I've already seen the cut from Twitter. Loretta says, any idea how much it would cost for Paul Burrell to fix tea like the Queen? Perhaps we should pick a date and follow these instructions. We can tweet out the photos during the live chat. We can all make our own tea and tweet the pictures. That would be quite a good online interactive thing to do. It's a good idea. Jennifer says, let me know if you see this message. Not sure if my phone is working. It is, I can see it. Max says, every time you say I've got all my questions covered, it always makes me feel sick, as that means the end is near. Well, we have been talking for almost an hour. I came on pretty much, well, perhaps a few minutes early. It has, believe it or not, an hour has flown by. But like I say, the floor is open. I will stay on as long as you've got questions to ask me. And my throat doesn't dry up and go croaky. Marry Me says, good night everyone, it's time for me to go, goodbye. Steve says, do you need to enclose a self-addressed envelope? No, you don't. I didn't. I just, see, when you do an online greetings card, you can choose to write, obviously, on the main bit that you write on, and you can choose to write on the inside cover. So I included my return address on the inside cover, so that whoever opened it could see basically that I wanted a reply, just because I've included it. And they will send it out. They will send it in one of their lovely Buckingham Palace envelopes. Just go for it. I would do it. Just choose a royal and write to them. It's really fun. And of course, when that letter drops through your post box, it's just the best feeling ever. It really is amazing. And of course, you want all your neighbours to know that you've received post from the Queen. Okay, Matt says, I've got tests for the next 2 weeks and I'm worried sick. What kind of test have you got? Matt says, am I a teacher? No, I'm a teaching assistant. But I do obviously, I'm going to start teaching videos on the internet of British history. So I'm going to buy myself a whiteboard and hopefully I can make some British history videos where I can teach you all about British history, starting with Elizabeth I and possibly, maybe even early Tudors. Jason says, what message did you put in the Queen's card? It wasn't a monologue. I didn't write tons and tons and tons. I just thanked her for the dedication and service that she's shown to the country and the Commonwealth. I mentioned the channel and that I was sending it on behalf of everyone. And I wished her a happy Christmas and a really good 2017. So short, sweet, concise. I picked an image that I thought she'd like, which was, she's very religious. So I picked the 3 wise men going to see baby Jesus. And of course I got a reply. Beck says, I have no idea how to send an online card. I used Moonpig, but there are other greeting cards companies as well. You just go on and you follow their instructions. It was simple. I managed to send 4 cards within half an hour. So it was fairly simple. And obviously they send it out. They notify you by email when they've sent it out. It was very straightforward. The instructions are all there. Just log on and try. Beck, I think you said you're in Australia, so maybe you've got your own kind of company, or you can just log on to Moonpig, and then it will probably get sent from the UK